Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Running with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Running with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Running with country bass, country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again. Happy Friday. We are live. We are live. We are live. And today we're going to jump into the Bitcoin price and, just talk real, talk some Bitcoin talk with the homie King Bless. I'm happy to have him on today's show. And so we'll skip the TA for, after he leaves because he's on a tight schedule here. We're on a tight schedule. So if you guys are tuned in, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. And make sure that if you're watching on X, hit that like, share, subscribe, and let's jump right into it. So, without further ado, let's on here. Happy
Hey,
Friday, King
Bitcoin
Bless. Thank you for
Chris.
joining me,
Hey,
bro. What's
thanks for
poppin'?
having me. What up, dude? Hey, I
Absolutely,
was
man.
saying we got time. I'd love to see some of your TA too. We do got a couple minutes before I head out. I'd love to see what y'all got
Okay,
going on. But
okay, cool. Yeah,
thanks for
we can do
having
that
me.
then. Yeah,
Definitely
absolutely,
thanks for
brother.
having me.
So we'll jump into TA then, and then we can jump into our normal normal schedule programming. Let's see if it will pop up here with both of us on here, which it should.
Yeah, I need my dose of TA, man. I don't do it myself these days, so I gotta get my dose from community support, which is with the TA. I was like, hold on
Cool.
now. I was
Yeah.
like, hold on. This is the part I need to see myself. I'm tuned in for this.
So yeah, typically, I'm not perfect by any means necessary, but I've definitely been calling a lot of these levels that we've been seeing, and you guys don't have to take my word for it. You guys can go back and watch the videos that I've been doing all week this week. I called these levels. I didn't expect us to come down to 92,000, but I definitely said that we could possibly come down to 97, 98. And we just went down even further. But as you can see here, I had this support line, which I also said we can come down to 94 as well. So these lines are, you guys watched me draw this on this live earlier in the week. So, to see everything play out. So I told you guys about the 4 hour red dot here with Market Cipher. So, excuse me. So you guys already know the deal who have been tuned in and listening. So typically I jump into the 1 hour and 4 hour and then daily. So since we're already on the 4 hour, let's just look at the 4 hour time frame. Looks like we are bouncing obviously at this level here, and obviously we came down a little bit more and we liquidated, I'm sure, a bunch of longs. As you guys already know, I've been going over coin class, and we'll jump into that as well real quick, and we can see how many longs versus how many shorts. And typically when there's too many damn longs, they're going to get clapped up, and when there's too many damn shorts and bears, they're going to get clapped up. So it doesn't matter which side that you're on. uh, the market makers will and the exchanges will liquidate you. So right now, it's looking like we are bouncing here. So what I'm going to do is draw my fibs. I use the fibs, and I use the 200-day moving average and the 20-day moving average along with Market Cipher, and that's what helps with my TA. So let's do some TA. So my next target is 102 for the 618 level, and that's where I'm looking to take some profits. I'm actually in a trade right now. So if
Nice,
you
nice.
do 20x leverage, 20 times 5%, that's 100%, right? Or the 120%, or 100%, right? So 100% ROI if you were to trade and open up a long from here as an option, as an opportunity and option. Not telling you guys what to do, telling you guys what I'm doing currently, and this is how I would look at a trade. This is how I typically trade. So this is what I would be looking at, right?
Nice.
So that's that. Let's look at the downside though as well, because if we do continue that down, then we will see lower prices. King, do you think we're going to head down lower?
Listen, Honestly, I do. That's what I was thinking about earlier. I was in Discord talking about it where they just made I'm assuming BlackRock and all of them made the rebalancing of all their portfolios like within the last 24 hours. But today hit the news cycle that hey, ETFs like $670 million left the ETF market, which essentially is them rebalancing their portfolios. But that happened on a Thursday or Friday. So unless by close of business today on the East Coast, they say, you know what? We're going to throw some capital back in there. We've already shaken the market. We've liquidated the longs and the shorts. It's time to re-enter. It could happen, but they're like, how about we just enjoy ourselves? We're already on vacation. It is holiday time and nobody's in the office. Then we
Yeah,
can see this thing, I think, dip down easily another 5 or 6,000 before Monday on it. Like really.
especially with the low volume on the weekends. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. So cool. Yeah, I agree with you. We definitely could head down lower. So that was my upside target, and now looking at a downside target. I like to look left to see where we have some support at, and that would be about 89,000.
Mm.
So that would
I can see
that
that
would be
being a support level psychologically as well. Yeah.
89 to 90,000, and then you see here I have my a possible downside target on the longer time frame at 88,000. So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, these levels that I've drawn here were from early in the week, and I said these are levels that we can possibly hit. But 70, let's go to the daily, right? Because the daily is going to show us that 200 moving
And
average, which
and
is
that,
where
and that's the crazy thing. Even let's say we did have like, a crazy dip right now back to 70. I mean, that's still 70K Bitcoin. Like it's crazy, that we're just chilling there.
it's a blessing, bro. That's what
Right,
people don't understand.
right,
It's a
yeah.
blessing to get a 70K Bitcoin right now.
Right. So we're at
So
190s and stuff.
So yeah, if that happened, right? If we just go down to 88, let's just see that's an 8% correction. If we come down to the first target that I have here is 12%, and then if we come down even farther, it's about 26%. And then in the other video that I created, I said, that's about a 30% correction, right? And that's right on par and right,
Yeah.
right. It's very typical with corrections in the bull market. So a lot of people that
Yeah.
are new here, they're gonna get clapped up, they're gonna get shaken out, and that's exactly what happens, right? People are just not used to, seeing the downside. They've only seen the up momentum. They haven't really experienced that downside momentum.
Right.
So that's that for the daily time frame. Those are my current levels and options and opportunities that could possibly happen. Whether it happens or not, I'm not sure. I'm not. TA is about probability, and you just
Right.
play.
Right.
Play what happens, right? So
Well,
looking at
that's
the
what I
week.
was telling people on the trading side where I was like, it's not even really worth trading like Bitcoin without margin right now. And at least in times like this, I'm like, it's just too volatile. And the chances of it dipping right now, I mean, these every day is an all-time high. So the chance of it dipping is more of a chance for it to dip than to re-hit an all-time high at this point. So
That's
it's
right.
like I personally would leverage margin trade it if I were entering the market at this time or just hold. But I wouldn't just like try to buy in stable coin, like swap stable coins like that. So you playing a dangerous game. That thing will shoot up to 120, 130, or shoot down. Either way, you could be holding bad.
Yeah, but also we gotta look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of just straight pumping. So it's like, come on, guys, we
Yeah,
don't go up forever, guys. That's not how
right.
we got.
Something's got to
We got to be
give. That's
realistic.
crazy. I mean, and this is why I do need to like, it's been a minute since I really looked at TA at least, because all the fundamentals. But you're right. This is why TA is important. Is when you really like zoom out and look at it like this, like the chance of this happening again is like getting rarer and rarer every week, folks. Like it's crazy, and you can see it gradually get smaller too, as far as the volume per week.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't have volume on here because I don't have. I didn't upgrade my trading view because I had a chargeback on here. My girl had used her card on my PayPal account, or it's
Oof,
connected to
oof.
my PayPal account. My girl was like, "Well, yo, what's trading view?" And she charged back the charge. She charged back the charge, and now they're like, "Oh, we don't even allow you to use it right now." I'm like, I'm trying to upgrade. I can only have two indicators right now, so these are the two. But on the weekly time frame, I told everybody, the beginning of the week that we had that red dot. So usually when that red dot comes up on Market Cipher, that's usually indication that we are going to sell, and that's exactly what happened. Again, red dot here on the daily on Wednesday when I streamed with you guys and said, hey, looking like we could possibly come down, and that's exactly what happened. So with that being said, that's the TA for today for that. But I usually look at MicroStrategy because everybody like is in love with MicroStrategy right now. Earlier
Yeah.
in the week, I called all these levels for MicroStrategy, and I said we can possibly bounce. as well. At the 200-day moving average, we dipped a little bit lower than that. I called all these levels earlier in the week, and again, you guys can go and watch the earlier videos this week. I called all these levels. I said if we lose, 363, we can definitely come down and just look left, and this is your support area. So we came all the way down to 306 or 29. What's this? 300. Dang, we came down lower than I thought we were gonna go, and then now we're just right back up. So a lot of people trade
Nice.
options with MicroStrategy. So be careful. A lot of people getting clapped up too. So
Right, it's tough right now. It's tough.
very volatile asset.
They say it's hard out here for a pimp. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's all-time highs. A lot of money going around. The BlackRock's in there. They don't want to lose. You got the retail market. Everybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, we got a lot of euphoria going on, right? Everybody's too happy, right? Everybody's a little bit too excited, right? So they gotta rebalance the books, like you said, and get everybody back on track. But what I also was saying earlier, because you were live earlier, I said I look at CoinGlass to determine, to see what's going on, and it helps me with my TA because, again, like I was saying at the beginning of this call, of this live, that when people are too long, the market makers can see that, the exchanges can see that.
Yeah.
So if you're too long, if there's too many longs or there's too many shorts, you can obviously assume. In my opinion, it would be great to assume that if there's too much leverage in one direction, they're going to clap you guys all up, right? And so that's exactly what I said in the previous videos. So here we have 30 days. Always look at the 30-day and the 7-day. So here I look at the 30-day time frame or outlook here, and then
all that action. It's a lot of action.
A lot of action. 4 billion in shorts long, to be liquidated at 81,000. So I don't think we'll get down that low, but if we definitely want to wipe out the rest of these longs, we can definitely see those levels that we were just talking about on, with the TA, right? 88,000. That will definitely start to cascade, and we can spike down lower. However, on the opposite side, we got almost 10 billion in shorts at 117, which lines up with, other TA and things that I've been saying as well, where we can spike up to 120, which is the next level, to 120 to 130. So, that'll be our fuel to get up there.
That's where we need to be. That's where we need to be.
Exactly. So that's that. That's the 30-day time frame. And then, like I said, this helps me with my TA, because if there's way too many longs and way too many shorts, more times than not, they're gonna clap up whatever side has too much leverage.
Yeah.
So 7 days.
I think you just cut off, or it cut off for me.
Yeah,
boom, you're back.
That was my audio.
Back like you left something. Let's get it.
Yeah. So my bad.
You got an echo now.
What about now?
Slight echo. Echo gone. Let's get it. We're back like we left something. Listen, this map, this. I mean, these charts are looking crazy. These charts, I mean, they are maps too, maps to show you the trends, but they're just looking crazy with the amount of volume and everything else that's going through it.
Absolutely. So 108, we have 7.75 billion. So just be on the lookout for these levels, guys. Again, if we start to head up higher, then we could definitely continue to spike higher because of the liquidation and the shorts being squeezed. So just keep that in mind. And with that being said, this is typically what I do look at, along with, DXY and, MicroStrategy and, BTC. That goes for the TA for the day. Okay. So I hope you guys got some good valuable information with that. So with that being said,
I think you actually told me about CoinGlass too. I was just looking at it the other day. I was like, I was trying to remember who told me about it. I think it had to be you. I think you or one other person. I think. But
yeah, CoinGlass. Always look at the Bitcoin on exchanges as well on there, because you can always see how many coins have been leaving the wallet. I've been tracking that since the beginning of the year as well. So just to see how many coins have just came off the exchanges, like, whoa! I actually jump into that real quick, because I usually go over that pretty much. I don't try not to do it too much every day, but just because there's so much action has been happening. It's like, look at this. I remember covering this in February. We're down from 2.7 million Bitcoin on the exchange. We're down to 2.2.
That's crazy.
So 400,000, 500,000 Bitcoin gone off the exchanges. So always make sure that you take your Bitcoin off exchanges, as we say. No keys, no cheats, right? So
it's gonna have to be like, if you don't take it off, someone else will.
Somebody else will. Absolutely. So, King, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about
Yes,
some
sir.
Bitcoin action.
What
What's
we
going
got?
on with
Talk
you,
to me.
man? For those of on my audience that don't know who you are, let's go ahead and introduce yourself, and that way they know who you are and where they can
Yeah.
also find you.
Well, the short streamlined version, I jumped into Bitcoin and crypto in 2016 and started the foray then. 2017, I started a live show, Monday through Friday, live show, podcast, and all that good stuff, The Gentleman of Crypto, where we talk about all the hot top news stories, what's going on, kind of give people some fundamental analysis and to give them some direction in the market, what we need to actually worry about, what we shouldn't worry about. And then from there, I mean, it's just been a nonstop trip. Of course, master classes and right now, rebooted the Discord group. I'm looking forward to growing that community so we can really all be in touch and tune everywhere. Because honestly, what we need again, I know, like, I think the peer-to-peer thing is really illegal if it's like a stranger, right? Because they're like, you don't know this person's going to go buy drugs or something. But if it's family and friends, it's a little different. So we got our own little Hawala network going. We're good to go right there. Everybody's like, well, where to get Bitcoin from? I can't get on the exchange. It's like, go to the Discord. There should be somebody nearby that we know. We all know personally, right? That this is just a friend. This isn't anything extra, and make it happen like that. So that's not the purpose of it, but just in general, like building that community. Who knows? But definitely happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and let them know how many episodes, because I don't even think they know, man.
Man,
How many episodes?
1,271, I think, today. We are moving and grooving right now. It's crazy.
So if you guys don't know, he has a YouTube channel, and he's had over 1,000 episodes. And when did the channel even start? Because most people weren't even in the space when you guys started.
Yeah, I think we started probably May or June of 2017, I want to say, which is crazy because I already, I stalled on everything. I probably debated on doing it since that January at 2017 because at the time Bitcoin had just hit 1,000. So I already had debated on it. And then I think by the time we actually started the channel, it probably was at like 5,000 to 8,000 or something, or 3,000. It was like, all right, it's time. Like, this is getting crazy or something like that. So, yeah.
How did
But
you
you
get
know
into
what?
Bitcoin?
It's been a ride. I got into Bitcoin from the old business partner who shall not be named. He told me, no, seriously, between a couple of guys told me about Bitcoin, but I also always been in tech. To be real, the first time I heard about Bitcoin is in 2014. Actually, 2013, 2014-ish from doing like dark web, just being all doing internet stuff. But I deployed in the military 2014, 2015, 2016. 2014 and 15, I was on a ship. So it was like nowhere I feel comfortable even looking up any information because it was like if people were there saying this, I didn't know anything about it. I just knew about some new tech and something that was out there, but it was like I couldn't look it up. So it wasn't until 2016 where I really started looking it up. Then I jumped into it. The game plan was originally to get out the military, go to Wall Street, maybe like go get an MBA, become a trader and all that. And then when I found out about Bitcoin and crypto, I was like, oh, I can like duplicate this in my backyard. I don't need to go nowhere. So the rest was history.
Cool. All right. How many times you got rugged, bro? How many times you got rugged?
Man, I probably got rug now.
We
I would
all
say
got rugged.
like
We all get
4.
rugged.
Yeah, at least probably like 4. Like in this times, it's been 1 or 2 times for sure. Actually, I want to say 2. It's been like 3 or 4 times. No, I'll say 1 or 2 times. It was like I knew it was going to be a rug pull, but it was just like I was just trying to get in and get out because like iron and Titan thing from the jump. I knew iron and Titan was going to be some BS, even though somebody else thought it was going to be their future. I was like, this is some BS, but I was like, I'm gonna try to get about. What I didn't expect is for the rug to happen so quick. That rug happened within 24 hours. They got greedy over there. I'm like, man, y'all ain't stay for a day or two, but I got greedy too. But those have been the worst ones. But honestly, it's a combination of bad players or bad projects when you get the rug pulls and bad people too. I mean, you look at the people. I remember I did a local Bitcoins transaction back in the day on PayPal, only to have these like the person essentially use their bank to charge it back, which I didn't know they was going to have it could do. It was just like, man, people are just scamming left and right. It's just so much of that going on also, which is like, my channel always trying to say we need self-regulation. I fight back from actual regulators and the politics getting into the space, but it's like, this is how it's going to happen. This is, and not even how, this is why it happened, because you do have the likes of scammers and stuff in the space. And then people go to the government and they're like, fine, if y'all want us to come, y'all know what come with it. And here we are. With that comes taxes, 30% to swap, 40% to do this. Before you know, you're like, it's not even worth being in the market. And the government's like, yes, that's what we wanted you to feel like. It's not worth being in this market. I'll go back to the dollar and be happy.
So speaking of being rugged, I heard you guys talking about on today's show about how to and how you know that was a funny analysis that you know, and I agree with you that probably 90, I would say 98% of the people who bought that damn token, were men, idiots, right,
Yeah.
and straight got rugged,
Oh, the
and
hot
now they
tour.
want to. And then she responded today, right? So now she responded now that there's a lawsuit out against her, and everybody's upset and everybody done lost money. But what would you say to those people who are just trying to get a quick buck?
I get it. Like I do get the people who are trying to get a quick buck. It's a few things. For one, even if you're trying to get a quick buck, you like. Here's the thing. Are there? I'm just trying to think out loud. Outside of like casinos, like there aren't that many like just straight up legal ways of getting a quick buck, right? Like not that many. Like Hollywood, which is why I came to Hollywood. You can do it in Hollywood now. Casinos, gambling, you can do it in gambling. I don't know. Like I'm just trying to think. There's not that many places where you can legally get a quick buck. So it's like, all right, to get a quick buck in a legal fashion is like, or just the thought of the process. All right, I'm getting a quick buck. Usually it's like you're gonna have to take a risk. Everybody know if you're trying to get a quick buck, you might have to have some risk involved. You're gonna put all your eggs in your basket when you're taking risk. That's not nothing I would do personally, right? So it's like if you already know you have to do a risky play to get the return you want, why would you put all your eggs into that risky basket? Sound like you new to this outside thing. You might want to jump back on that porch, all right? So that's one thing is like, even if you want to make a quick buck, reduce the amount of exposure you're putting in, right? So you don't put in 10K on Hawk 2, like, all right, this is going to be the one. Like, and this is coming from somebody who's done the dumb stuff before. Like, I had those moments where I'm like, all right, I'm putting 5K on Lie. It's like, I'm about to lose the money on that, right? And I was I'm messing with you. but seriously, it actually pumped again. So I'm just messing with you at one point. But no, but seriously, so for the people who are looking like that, I would just say reduce the exposure and get even smaller cap coins. Now that's something when I first started, and I do that every now and then too. I just really want to go crazy trading. I was talking about that on the show today, where Cryptopia was popular because they had so many tokens under a penny. Well, while that exchange is going, there are still markets out there with a ton of tokens under a penny. Maybe that's something we need to explore and talking more about and looking more about. But that's where I like to live at, because you jump on some of those early. I mean, once again, I was saying on the show, talking about how I used to trade Ripple when it was 0.008 cent. That was Ripple at 0.008 cent. So it's really just about exposing yourself to different things, lowering that exposure, and jumping into smaller market cap coins. That way you're the genius when they explode, right? You put in 30, 40 bucks into something that costs less than a penny. 6 months later, the community jumps in on it, shoots up to 5 to 7 cents. You're winning. 2 years from then, when it's $3 to $4, everybody's like, oh, then you have some, you're rich, right? You like, man, I sold that at 10 cents. What are you talking about? So that's the way it's going to work.
Absolutely. All right. So as a as we understand the risk, and we can't tell anybody what to do. They're going to gamble. We can warn everybody about the risk involved with buying shit coins and buying meme coins, and watching Solana and watching all the celebrities pump their scam token and dump it on everybody, and people still don't pay attention and don't take heed, right? And they still
Yeah.
think they're smarter than the market. So everybody's trying to gain the dollar, right? So I would say, all right, well, my stance is, cool, you do what you do, right? Whether you trade in MicroStrategy or Nvidia, or you trade in stocks or whatever, anything that's not Bitcoin is a shitcoin, right? So if you're trying to earn dollars, we all know dollars going down in value. Obviously, we have the world reserve currency. It's the strongest, currency right now, but it's still losing value. So I would recommend, you make some money on the shitcoins doing what you do, right? If you make money, right? Then to convert that into Bitcoin. What are your stances on that? What do you think about that? Do you agree with that, or do you think people
Yeah.
should just continue to make dollars?
I definitely agree with that for me. But again, it depends on your goals. I get it. Some people are like, no, I got bills due now. I got children. Like I dealt with clients who like, no, got 5 or 6 kids and they work like maybe 3 part-time jobs or whatever. So this is like, no, I really can't think about long term. Now, some of them I have convinced to say, like, even if it's $10, like still just put a small portion of what you put into your altcoins into Bitcoin just to have it as like the safety net. Like that's what I try to explain. It's just a savings account. I'm like, just use that as a savings account. Don't look at it in case of emergency break. And then altcoins, I get it. That's why I'm kind of encouraging. You know me, I'm a DJ. I'm a DJ, folks. I get it. I just told you I was living in less than 1%. Okay, you think it's fun over there? No, it's Wild West over there. It goes down. Okay, all types of scams and nastiness, but also all types of ways to like improve your life. Like I said, there's been many times from those tokens, especially when Bitcoin, the cost of Bitcoin is a lot lower, those tokens pump. Like you said, you're cash rich. You could buy more Bitcoin and buy Bitcoins with it. As time went on, let's say this is like Cryptopia today, they're saying that was in 2018, 2019, that hack happened. So let's say 2018, that was the end of its peak anyway. Let's say you took all that cash you made on there and bought Bitcoin. Essentially, it would have taken you 6 years to really see the realization of that. Or 2021, we had a nice pump too. So let's say 3 years. It took you at least 3 years though. With those altcoins, like you can actually go pay your mortgage, buy the car you need in case of emergency, do whatever. So it's all about what you have going on. Now, if you're settled in real life, it's like, no, me and my family are eating our 3 meals a day. We're sheltered in a safe environment. Then you should be bankrolling that right back into Bitcoin because you don't need the cash. Now you're actually losing the value of that cash because when, as you just mentioned, Bitcoin, Chris, the dollar value is going down. So it's like, if you're just going to keep it in cash or your bank account, it doesn't make sense. But if you're doing it to specifically pay for something, pay some bills, I get it. But if not, put it back in Bitcoin.
Do you think it's better to go to the casino and gamble or buy shitcoins and gamble?
It's crazy you say that because every time I go to the actual, so I've been to casino this past 12 months, I've been to casino 2 or 3 times. I went to one in Arizona, smacked them though. I went to Vegas, that was even. I left out even. They smacked me first and I smacked them back, so I left out even. And then I did 4 times actually. I did 2 here in Los Angeles, basically. One so, and then one was not great. And each and every time, whether I won or lost, I was like, man, like I could just did this in the market for like 6 to 8 hours right now and probably would did better results or had same results, especially when I lost. Whenever I lose in casino, I'm like, I could have really just put, especially you talking about 200 in casino is nothing, right? Like that could be going quick, especially if it's a Friday or Saturday night. We talking $25 tables or something like, oh man, you got 8 chances to change your life or you going home. Sad. Whereas in crypto, it's like I said, stuff that's less than a penny. So with $200, you can actually spread it out and not go crazy, but you can have some fun. You can have some fun as far as spreading it out and then not look at it for another, a week or a few days or whatever. Now, same $200, you can go into the same market and say, I'm aggressively trade this for the next 30 minutes to an hour. Don't let it be a token that does have leverage capabilities to it, even if it is a shit coin with leverage capabilities. Now you're like with 200, and all of a sudden I got 1,000 or I got, 3,000 with off 200. Now it's like, oh, we about to go crazy. And all it takes is for one or two good trades right there and you're up. Or I got to be fair, it takes 1 or 2 bad trades and you're liquidated. So be careful out there, folks.
What's the highest leverage that you trade with?
That I normally would trade with. I haven't done it in a while, but just average is like 5 and 10s usually. The highest I've ever done with leverage is probably like, I think 50, like 30 or 50. But whenever I've done that, I'm not even setting indicators. I'm literally just like, it's one of, no, I'm watching it 24/7. So it's one of those things like sometimes, I haven't done it in a minute, but like when I get into these trading windows and trading cycles, like my best trading thing period ever was I got hacked back in the day. How much is that crypto account worth now? But I had traded like 4K to like 30K within of like a matter of like probably like 6 to 7 weeks. And then after I got hacked, I can't remember what the amount was. It was like some low amount, but nothing crazy. But I traded that to like some crazy number where I went 10 days straight just trading, basically like hardly taking naps, kept my computer open. I was going crazy leverage plays. But I mean, when I say I was constantly looking, I was constantly looking at it. I was constantly checking order books. Like that's how people lose their hair, don't stress out. On the flip side, folks, that is how that happens. Yeah. But it was a big, it was a big 2 weeks or big 10 days after that. It was crazy.
For sure. I mean, I think again, like especially when you're new to the space and you like when you're new to the space and you log into Coinbase, because I was just telling my girl this, I was like, yo, when you log into Coinbase, right, and you see Bitcoin at 100,000 or 80,000 or 90,000, that's the first thing that pops. It's unit bias off rip, right? You're like, damn, man, I don't got no 80 grand, or the average person, right? It's not like
right.
Doesn't
that's
have
fair.
an additional 80
that's
grand,
fair.
90 grand. Yeah, they don't know that they can buy fractions of it, right? So they see Ethereum, they're like, oh, well, Ethereum's 2 grand, 3 grand. Let me go ahead and get some Ethereum. Then they see XRP, and then XRP is 50 cents, $1. And then, unit bias, their eyes
I
light
was just
up when
about
they
the
see
unit
Doge.
bias. Yep.
Unit bias, and they see Doge for like 30 cents, 60 cent. You know, then they get rugged on with when Elon Musk starts to goes on Saturday Night Live, and then you buy at 70 cent, and then it goes down 80%. It's the cycle. It's the cycle. It continues. But
Yeah.
what do you say to those people who log on to Coinbase, which we tell you guys don't even use Coinbase, but
Yeah.
you know we can say that as how long have we been saying that, right? People are still going to use
All
Coinbase.
right.
What do you say
Coinbase
to
is
those
here to
people
stay.
who are what do you say to people that are just so stuck on unit bias, especially the
I
newbies that
mean,
are in the space that are going to get rugged this year?
I get it, and I guess this is one. So for me, I never had that issue. Maybe it was because it wasn't this many options to begin with, right? When I started, it wasn't this many options. It literally, I remember it at one point, at least on like Coin Market Cap's model, it was like less than 200 tokens, like for real, for real. So it wasn't even this option. But my point is, I never even went through it. So for them, I was like, it has to be the education as far as like the tuition. They're gonna have to pay tuition. They're gonna have to pick a bad one. They might have to do it 2 or 3 times before they either get out the market or stay and be like, all right, what am I doing wrong? And realize, oh, I never read the white paper. I need to go back to the top. So I think that might happen. And really quick, just to be clear, because maybe I wasn't, I was thinking about it. I want to be clear. Crypto actually over casinos. But here's the thing. I like casinos because of the social aspect and, you're drinking and you're
At least you can get a
shooting.
drink, exactly. At least you can get a
Right, but
drink and you can
in
hang
the
out
in
and
the in the activity of like shooting dice and stuff, like that's all fun. I don't know. Maybe we need to and shout out to Alec. I don't want to act like this is mine. I think he came up with it, but like a Friday night fight thing we might do on the channel soon, where we have people trading and stuff, see who's the best trader after 30 minutes or something live. Because like we got to figure out a way to make it social and fun because it's fun on its own, but it also after a while it's like, all right, I'm just sitting in a dark train on my own. Nothing's happening. It takes time. It's slow. It's like, I don't know. We got to find like a volatile asset, go Friday and be like, hey, everybody put in $50 or 100, something low in a small asset. And you'd be like, see what you can do in the next 30 minutes, an hour. See who a real trader in here. I don't know.
no, that'll be dope. That'll be a little dope,
Yeah.
I think that's dope too, And then you know what you're getting into. But that's the thing. I think most people don't understand or understand or like get what they're getting into. And
Yeah.
that's what we say. Hey, you can gamble all you want, but just don't complain and cry when you lose your bread, like you were saying earlier. That's when the government comes involved because you want to cry like a little, cry like a little bitch because you lost your bread because you don't want to be an adult, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to set responsibility for your actions. And now, you got Uncle Sam knocking at the door, right, trying to regulate everything. So,
Right.
like you said earlier, or like you just said, there wasn't that many options. There's 2.4 million cryptos, bro.
Is
What
it?
the
Oh my goodness! I still think I've been saying like I don't know what number I've been using, but I didn't know it was that many. It makes
but
sense though. It does make sense when you talk about a copy paste meme coin era now, like we're in. This
yeah,
is what
but
we said
it's
was going to happen. It happened. I can't believe it though. like,
I don't
I said, it
even
was
know
like,
how this is even possible, bro. But like you said, I guess the way, especially with Solana,
bro, it's
especially with this whole
772 exchange. I trust like 4 exchanges. How is it 772? What is going on? This is crazy. I don't even look at all this. So we need to do some deep dives. This is
we in
amazing.
the
This
wrong,
is
yeah, we in
amazing.
the wrong business, bro.
Right. We in the wrong country or something. I don't know what's happening. This is crazy. 772 exchanges.
Yeah, and counting.
2.4 million, two point
Yeah,
four million cryptos. That is amazing.
yeah. So that's crazy, man. So
It
yeah,
is.
man. Let's dive into like what are your thoughts with because I heard you speaking about and we talked about it a little bit earlier. We talked about BlackRock and them rebalancing their portfolio, or maybe there's swing trading on different, maybe trying to get into other assets or liquidating other assets, or do you think this is manipulation with the price, being, because you saw the outflows, right? You covered that earlier. There's a ton of
Yeah.
outflows that that they just so happened to release today, right? So explain that to the audience. Like, what do you think is happening with the outflows, and how do you think that's has a play on the market and the price?
Yeah, I do think it's market manipulation because and I mean, granted, this is where it's tough to prove because I can do this off the top of my head. So I know BlackRock can do it with real resources, but all they would have to do to push back on that is be like, no, the government says at the end of the month, we have to put this report in. The only way we can put the report in is to make sure the money's in the correct account and we got to transfer it back. So that's why we do it every 3 weeks, whatever. But essentially, I do think it's market manipulation. I think the likes of BlackRock and possibly even the micro strategies of the world are definitely, but definitely the BlackRocks are probably working with venture capital firms, exchanges as well. And they're the ones who are slapping these people who are trying to do the long and shorts, where they're slapping the leverage plays out there, because they essentially control 10 to, I think, 15% of the market just by the ETF and the options. So essentially what they do is they say, hey, look at BlackRock. We got 3 trillion of assets under management. Let's say we have $100 million in our tech sector or tech and environment. We do 100 million. It jumps back and forth. So some days it's in steel and some days it's in computers. All right. Well, that $100 million could be like the New York firefighters fund. That could be the state of Alabama's whatever fund. Like it could be, these are big funds, huge funds. Somebody's pension, like an or the New York Police Department's pension fund. So I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, huge funds, all under like I said, let's say for example BlackRock. So what they're doing is saying, fine, we're going to pivot $100 million from steel over to Bitcoin ETF options. Why? Because we can. All they had to do is click a button. But the news stories will read $100 million of retail investments went over to ETF options, or the market saw $100 million uptick, when in reality it's just one player, one company who just owns a bunch of portfolios and they have all that money on their management. Now, the manipulation comes in when they arbitrarily decide to buy and sell or remove and move those assets, rebalance them. So, like I said, some days they're saying, all right, we're going to put 100 million into Bitcoin ETF options. And when they're doing that, I have a sneaky suspicion that they're working with the exchanges and they're putting their own long bets in and they're crushing
Absolutely.
shorts and everything else. And
They're going to
then after
benefit.
about, I'm telling you, we need to look at a trend, because for one, they're only announcing this on Fridays. There has to be some charts to it. We really look back. But on the flip side, every time they announce that the ETF options and everything has pulled, is when we see these dips, about a 10% dip, 10 to 12, 15% dip. And then we're seeing shorts and longs get 8 and up. So all it takes is for a phone call for everybody to be on the same page, and you can make money 2 or 3 different ways as the Black Rocks or banks of the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, man, I just appreciate you coming on. I know you got a meeting coming up here, so I
No,
don't
we
want
got
to take
time
too.
still. We got a few more minutes. You want to keep rolling?
Okay, cool. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't want to
man.
take up too much of your time.
No, I
All right,
appreciate
so
it, man.
yeah, absolutely. I value your time, man. I appreciate you. So
I'm over here getting this water in me. I'm thirsty.
all right, so yeah, man, I believe they're definitely manipulating the market, and if they know it's gonna dump, they're putting their putts in, right? If they know it's gonna pump, then
Mhm.
they're putting their longs in and doing their calls. So I can definitely see that happening. I know for a fact it's probably happening, even though we can't prove it, but you
Right.
know, come on, bro, we know how we know how this game
Because
goes.
it's like this is the third or fourth week in time where it's like, oh, we're rebalancing these options and now the market's dip. And it's like, so out of 3 or 4 times, and today was $1 billion liquidated. As a bank or wealth institution, you're not gonna make no play on that. And this is the fourth time it's happened the exact same way. Nah, come on. Even if the main organization isn't, there's a junior trader, somebody in there like, bro, I'm about to get this money off this play. Like what?
Exactly, bro. Insider trading at its finest,
Right.
for sure. So what I want to touch on, I touch what I've been learning over the last few months. I don't know if you probably don't know. I've been reading a lot about the laws. I've been reading a lot about our rights, and I
Oh,
love how you
nice.
talk about that on the show, right? Because gang gonna gang, right? They gonna take you up through there. Sometimes it doesn't matter, yeah,
Hmm.
if you know your rights or not, right? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But most people don't know their rights, but most people don't know that you know Bitcoin is freedom of speech, right? And like you said, the guy that created Tornado Cash, how he's arrested, and
Hmm.
he just did code, right? Code is protected under freedom of speech, and they still threw his ass up through there, right? Took his ass right
Right.
on up through there. So I've been teaching a lot about, not only about our promissory notes and these banks and promissory notes is when you promise to pay basically your house or your car or like your credit card, right? We make promises to pay, and most people don't know that we are the creators of the money. And it sounds far fetched, and it sounds like because we've been taught one way specifically, but the bankers know, and the bankers do these things specifically and hide these things from us, and that we don't know that we are the creators of the money, right? Because without us and without the social security number, without the application, without the promise to pay, there is no money, bro. So the
Right.
consumers are really the people that create the money, but through our contracts, which we don't read, like we promise to pay back the money. And that's why a lot of the things say repay and et cetera, et cetera. But what I love about the channel is that you always talk about our rights, and you talk about how sometimes they don't even you know, the government doesn't matter, or they don't listen, or, you know, you feel like your rights don't matter. But, you know, what are your thoughts on our rights as far as, you know, they can arrest you for something that doesn't mean that it's right. And we're in a country where you're innocent until proven guilty, but, you know, everything is like backwards, right? You're guilty until you're proven innocent, right? And
Yeah.
even with Roger Ver, because he was on Tucker Carlson talking about they trying to extradite him from Spain to the U.S. for not paying taxes and shit. And it's
Yeah.
like, you know, what are your thoughts about that? Because, you know, I say, you know, taxes is voluntary. You know, people are going to push back and say it's not voluntary. You know, I have the law that says it is. You know, there's lawful money. There's Federal Reserve notes. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we have no idea about, and a lot of people say things that they don't even read, right? Because a lot of stuff that I talk about, I go over it with you guys here on the live. I go to ChatGPT. I go to the law books, and, you know, I try to interpret it the best way I can. So, just what are your thoughts about, you know, taxes and, you know, our violation of the rights from the U.S. government, which we employ, right?
Yeah.
We the people are in charge of the government, but it seems like the government has been in charge of us for God knows how long. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so of course, like from a philosophical point, you can get super deep, but just the baseline of it is that it's almost like when I tell people, Californians are the worst at this. They'll drive. Let's say they'll drive on the freeway. They're driving on the freeway, and let's just say there's a truck. I wouldn't even say truck. There's a big boulder. There's a big boulder taking up 2 lanes. Instead of going around it, there are people here that will just crash into the boulder, like look at it and crash into it. And then when people are like, "What happened? What's going?" They were like, "Well, the boulder's not supposed to be there. It's a freeway." And you're like, "No, I agree with you, and I understand what you're saying. I hear you, but it is there. The boulder is there, and you crash into it anyway." People are like, "But it's not supposed to be there." They'll argue the point is not supposed to be there. You're like, "Yeah, but it is." To me, it's the same with the government. It's like it is what it is. Life ain't fair. It is gang. Every however many hundreds of years, new civilizations start and people take over different countries and regions. Like it's just going to keep happening. That's what it is. So, with all that being said, that's where it comes to like your purpose. What are you here for? What are you doing? Because um, it actually isn't that bad if you can shut the hell up. If you're in crypto and stuff and you're not a public person or any type of persona, you're not on social media, you're not
Acting crazy
making
like Richard Hart,
you're
flexing
not big,
crazy
you're
like Richard
right.
Hart.
You're not making big spending purchases or withdrawals and stuff, or even withdrawals on some of these platforms. Like you're keeping it pretty consistent on platforms. Let's say you only buy on platforms and you're selling it to the same guy for the last 5 years or something, right? But if you can establish something like that, like you will be off the radar, and even the government's not looking for you. They don't care. But yeah, if you're like waving around, throwing up signs, then they driving around too. Like, no, that's what we. This our streets. We out here too. So I mean, that gang is like that. So is yeah, I really think it's about how much you put yourself out there. If you're putting yourself out there, and not even in crypto, in general in America, like I hate to say our government is of the people. We have a lot of envious and jealous people in our country for whatever reason. It's the weirdest thing. But you were starting to actually see that in the government now, where they're going just like if you're just successful, if you're successful and talk shit and you stand on your success and you're confident, they are coming after you. They don't like successful people, and that's because that's a reflection of our culture right now. Because we got so many losers in the world for whatever reason. I don't know when or how it happened. I don't know. Maybe maybe we're going too far as capitalists. We can't keep our foot on everybody's throat because then they start being envious. But my point is this: the government don't like people being braggadocious and spending money and making it, and they can't get their cut and they can't figure out how and why you're able to do this, but I got to work this 8-hour, 10-hour job for the government and only get paid by tax money. We're coming after you. Okay. That's about mine. It's not fair, but they're coming after you. And if you're loud and proud, you make it easier. If you're not, then it doesn't matter. So my long answer of that is it is what it is. I don't even want to get into is it right or what we can do. It is what it is. And it's like that in every country. So the best thing we all can do is you got to make a decision. If you're going to be loud and proud with it, all right, stack up for lawyers when the time comes or any issues that might come your way, just be prepared for. And if you're not loud and proud with it, I don't even think you got to worry. I think it's a non-starter. It's not an issue. If anything, I know a few people who have never done anything public in crypto, and they are crypto rich, like rich, and they work regular. Well, I would say regular. Semi-regular jobs. They have like good professions, but they have good professions anywhere from like 75 to like 150, 160K a year, and they're spending like majority of their money on Bitcoin and crypto, and they've been doing it for like the last since I started essentially. So I'm talking people who are like rich, like have way more than me, because when they started, they have families and stuff. They be mature. I'm outside all the time. They be mature with their capital. So it's just like there are people who are Bitcoin rich and like not playing any of the games but off the map because it's like they're just living regular lives.
Yeah, and that's man. You make a great point, man. You just can't be out here acting crazy unless you about to lawyer up. Last thing is, what are your thoughts on Richard Hart, man? We haven't heard from Rich in a while, man. What's going on, Richard, man?
Yeah, we haven't heard from Richard in a while. And to be honest, everybody thought I was like, I had these polarizing thoughts on him to begin with. I never really had. Excuse me. Richard was somebody that there were Hexicans in the community who wanted him on. They requested him. I'm always like, cool. If it's a big person in crypto, I'm always willing to hear him. So I've never had feelings either way toward Richard. His community I didn't like for the most part because they're a bunch of assholes by and large. But once I see how Richard's personality is, so I can see where they probably get it from. But the only difference is that Richard actually put his time into this space. Like good, bad project, whether you feel about Hex or whatever, and Bitcoin before, and even as a professional, he was a marketeer before that. So it's like and that's when people get this a lot of stuff mixed up with. Sometimes people do that with me. I get it. I look young, I'm cool and everything, but I was like, I did 2 deployments too. I got 2 degrees. I've been around the world now. Let's not. And I've done made a ton of money at different times in my life. So it's like, I'm cool, but let's put this thing in perspective. So same with Richard Hart. His community takes his personality, but it's like, hold on. You all haven't like put in the work in Bitcoin and crypto as he has. You haven't put in the work as a professional as he has. So it's just like, so it's more the community. So Richard, so I don't really have feelings for as far as what's going on with the SEC and how he flashes money while his project is down and it looks like a scam and he's still flashing money. And then at the very last moment, he's like, hey, we got a new project for you. I always told y'all as soon as one scam is over, we got a new one. So, I mean, when it comes to that point of view, to me, I think it's a bunch of BS, especially the way he pushes back against Bitcoin. He doesn't believe it personally, but he's going to sell. So, yeah, when it comes to it, to me, it is like it's whack, but it's also a real community, rather like whoever likes it. So it's one of those things where consensus is what is Bitcoin and crypto is about. So if that's the consensus for that community, then it is what it is, right? There's plenty other tokens, I think, that do the exact same thing, if not better now, because since he's created that, essentially there's been a ton of forks. But again, more power to them. And I know Pulse Chain is supposed to be doing something. I actually hope a lot of these projects work out because so many people put so much time and capital into them. It's just that I've seen the play and I understand it. And again, I don't think I've ever seen anybody dress head to toe in designer and be super braggadocious and not be doing something dirty on the back end. I don't think I've ever seen it. Seriously. When have you seen somebody head to toe in designer talking that shit nonstop for no reason and they record clean? Like, hey, you ain't done, you doing nothing but good around the world? That's very rare. So to me, those things are more of the red flag to him in general than him being him.
Man, it's funny. It's just funny. Yeah, the Hexkins and Pulse Chain, and the scam continues. It is what it is. Hopefully, they'll make some money. I don't want to see nobody lose their money, but sometimes you gotta learn the hard way. If you get scammed, you get scammed. So, anyways,
It's always funny when the market pumps and they dip. It's always great.
exactly. Hopefully we can work out something where I can stream on Gentlemen of Crypto.
Yeah, come on back home. Let's get it.
Yeah. And where can they find you? And like I said, I know you got to go.
No, all good.
Okay, cool.
Check me out at the Gentlemen of Crypto on YouTube or the gentlemenofcrypto.com, folks, and check out Bitcoin Chris. I'll be making more pop-ups as well because I like what you're doing in the channel, man. I like the intro, everything looking good.
Absolutely, I appreciate you coming on. Are you more active on IG? Are you active on
IG and Twitter? IG and Twitter. Low-key, I've been back in the messages on Twitter. People been hitting me up on X. I'm on X. I'm on IG. I'm going to start publicly posting again in about a week and a half. I am. That's the goal for this year. Every day.
Your opinions. I value your opinions, bro. I value the show, man. I definitely want to hear more from you, man. And I know you're busy. I know you're in you're in LA, so you're doing a lot of acting. And shout out to you and your career, bro. I know you just taking off, and I see your different projects, bro. So I'm proud of you, man. And it's nothing but love, bro. And thank you for coming on again. And I look forward to chatting more and making some money and stacking some more Bitcoin, brother. So I appreciate you, man.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait to be back. And shout out to you and that TA, man. You're doing a good job on that for real. So definitely appreciate that. I've always thanked the community who do TA because I'm not doing this. So I look at y'all stuff.
Absolutely. Right. So
we'll see you.
We'll see you. Are you going to stream Monday or not?
It is still up in the air because I'm thinking, are you streaming next week?
I stream almost every day.
I mean, but you know, it's holidays, it's Christmas and everything. That's what I was thinking. Is holiday
But I
season.
don't celebrate these pagan holidays.
No, I didn't say I celebrate it either. But so that's what I was trying to decide. I'm like, is the audience is going to be there? I'll stream. But if it's just
But
going to be
that's
like,
probably like the best time because everybody's
I
gonna
was
be at
thinking that
home,
too.
not
It
doing
might be the
nothing.
best
Yeah,
time, right? Should I do it? Okay,
yeah.
I'm streaming next week. Then it's happening. I'm streaming next week. Yeah, I'm streaming next
Even if
week.
it's
All
a
right.
short show, do a little something, something.
There we go. I like that. All right, then. I'll let you all. Check me out Monday, Jim in the Crypto. Appreciate it, Bitcoin Chris. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You take care. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Yes, sir. All right, that's King Bless, you guys. Yo, very insightful, very wise individual. Been in this space for a very long time, and over 1,000 episodes on YouTube. Over 1,000 episodes on YouTube. So very, very informative, very dope show. He goes over the news. I don't really go over too much and touch on the news too much right on my channel. Because again, the news is the news, right? And I don't really. First of all, I don't even rock the news. That's first and foremost. The news is the news, right? They're gonna lie to you, and I mean, it's good to be updated with current events and whatnot, but I don't really care too much for the news. Of course, except if it's important information, right? More important data, more important information. I'll touch on here and there, but you know, the TA definitely been on point. Trades. I've shown you guys the trades. Let's jump to Twitter real quick and see. Let's check out these tweets. See if there's anything I want to jump into here before we end today's call. We been on for about an hour now, so excuse me. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to Gentleman of Crypto. And let's jump right into the tweets here. Digital gold. Here we go. Let's look at this. So BlackRock's iShares ETF assets under management gold versus Bitcoin. So look at that, almost double of gold assets under management. Almost double assets under management. Almost double. So let's jump right into the tweet. Let's see if we see anything on this timeline before I jump into um my timeline. Michael Saylor publishes Bitcoin and crypto framework so the United States can lead the global digital economy. Of course, he's going to help with this because he's going to benefit from this, right? Of course, he wants to. I'm glad that I'm not saying anything bad. Of course, he is going to do this though because, of course, he has a lot of Bitcoin, right? So the more people that buy Bitcoin now, it's going to only benefit him, right? And everybody else that owns Bitcoin. So shout out to Saylor for doing this framework here. So the United States can lead the global digital economy, right? Digital assets framework, principles, and opportunity for the United States. So this is dope that this has came out and was published by Michael Saylor. That's so funny. Party City's closing all of the stores. I didn't even know those Party Cities were still open because I don't see any here in my state. So dang. Party City. Is there a stock? Hold on. Is there a Party City stock? Hold on. Can we make some money doing this? Can we make some money doing this? Yes, there is a stock. Yeah, this ain't even. This ain't even. This ain't even worth looking at. Okay. Party City, we already looked. We know you're going down. Trash. All right, anyway, so Party City going out of business. Okay, who's really surprised at that? Like I said, I haven't seen a Party City. Uh, yeah, the timeline be crazy sometimes. So let me just scroll through real quick, real quick. We're not gonna spend too much time. And if you bought at 108, don't feel bad, guys. All right, everybody buys Bitcoin tops, right? So just make sure that you DCA, right? DCA. As I've been telling you guys since the beginning of the week, you know, be on the lookout for these levels that I was giving out. And if you were to pay attention if you were to pay attention, right, and to DC at the levels I gave you earlier this week, then you wouldn't even be worried about it, right? So let's look at the timeline. I think I tweeted some things here, and then that's going to be it for today's call. So happy Friday, everybody. Shout out to King Blessing. Yes, we do have the Masterclass tonight. So make sure if you guys want to join the Masterclass tonight, the tax Masterclass tonight, make sure that you join the Masterclass here tonight. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and scroll down and see. If you guys didn't watch the video from yesterday, I highly recommend that you watch the video from yesterday because recording satisfaction is how you're going to be able to get rid of your debt, right? Legally and lawfully, and it is what it is, right? I went over exactly how you can get rid of your debt. This video will not be up too much longer. I said it's only going to be up for 24 hours because this is actually something that I teach to people that want to, you know, join the community or join, you know, or I'm going to turn this into a class. So if you guys want to learn recording satisfaction, opportunity, and information, then I recommend that you go ahead and watch it now because it's definitely going to be taken down here shortly. So it is what it is, right? Not what Bitcoin Chris says, but what the law says, right? So let's continue. So here is the class here tonight at 8. Discover the hidden secrets. So it's not really a secret, it's just in a book. And anytime they want to hide something from, you know, the masses, they put things in a book, right? So make sure that you guys are reading. But what happens is that you can legally opt out of your taxes out of your W-2 income. I'll show you how to do that by redeeming it in lawful money. Boom. So, and I'm going to show you how to get taxes back for the last 3 years or more, step by step with the case laws to prove it, right? With the laws to prove it, the case laws to prove it. And that's actually 12 USC 411, and then more money for your Bitcoin and your drink, right? So instead of you paying Uncle Sam your taxes, or, you know, or at least getting the money back that you paid in taxes for the last 3 years if you're W-2 income, then you can use that money to stack your Bitcoin and chill and get more Bitcoin, or, you know, do whatever it is that you want to do with the money, right? Your money. And the reason why that's your tax is because you're using the Federal Reserve notes, FRN, Federal Reserve notes. All right, so let's see here. Let's continue to scroll down. Yes, if you have late payments, we can remove any late payments. We can remove charge-offs. We can remove collections. We can remove bankruptcies. We can remove repos. We can remove child support. All that stuff can be removed from your credit report. And here is late payments being updated to paid as agreed. So that way we can remove those late payments. So if you guys are interested in getting late payments removed, just join the link here. Click the link here. If you guys want to join the tax class today, click the link here. Click this link here. I just retweeted it for you guys. Let's continue. You know, slowly but surely wins the race. Up 60 points, up 50 points, up 40 points. So, you know, slow and steady again wins the race. Went over the liquidation levels. I think we fleshed out all the loans. Yep. So, yeah, we got 4 green dots down here at the bottom. We could possibly head down lower because, as you can see, the money flow is thick in the red, but I didn't look at Jump back into the BTC real quick on the chart before we end this call. I do have a trade open, but I'm probably going to close it based. Well, I think we could maybe come down lower and then hit higher. Maybe this can be like a little wave momentum moving up. This is the hourly time frame. Let's see. I already gave the levels, as you guys can see. 84 is here, which has been drawn on this chart. And again, we are at. I drew this here earlier in the week. So hopefully we just come down and possibly retest this and then head higher. But we're gonna have to see. There's your high to low, which is my 618, which is around 102, which I just said and showed you guys earlier. So just be careful. Don't over leverage and don't trade if you don't know how to trade. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. If you do want to learn how to trade, let me show you guys that. We get the video for you guys. Give me 1 second here while it's loading. While it's loading, let's. All right, here in this video, I show you how to trade step by step on Big X. If you are able to trade on Big X, there's actually a link down here for Big X. There it is. If you need an ID to trade on Big X, I don't have the ID link on here. I think this is before I even had my ID. I got my ID. So legal ID, this is what you're going to use to bypass KYC. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll leave a link for that there's actually already a link in the description for that, and a link for the Big X and also Bybit. I trade on Bybit as well. So just be on the lookout for that. Let's go ahead and continue. And we're dipping down right now. Red dot here, any sells, and we're starting to sell off. Close my trade. Let me close my trade in profits. Close my trade, and here we are looking at Aqua, right? Everyone who says that Bitcoin takes too long for Bitcoin is taking too long to transact, right? They have not, or they want to use XRP, right? They use XRP to transact borderless transactions and all that good stuff. We don't want to hear it, buddy. We don't want to hear it. We got Lightning Network. So shout out to Aqua Bitcoin. Shout out to Cash App has a Lightning Network as well. There's also Blue Wallet has your Lightning Network as well. There's FedEx, which I think they banned in the US, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody needs an IUL. We don't need a 401k. But yeah, Brokey's going to do Brokey activities, and Brokey activities include 401ks. I don't care what you say, right? Nobody can prove you wrong. And if you think you can prove me wrong, you can prove me wrong. All right. So again, if you guys want to join the masterclass tonight, again, get your stock being tax on your income, and then get up to 3 years back or more from your past already paid taxes. We're deeming in lawful money, 12 USC 411. So make sure you join here. Let's see, watch the video from last night. Different from buying up for crime. We do have Hut 8. Hut 8 buys over 990 Bitcoin. So they're taking a play out of Michael Saylor's playbook and buying Bitcoin, and they are not going to be selling Bitcoin anymore. They're going to be buying Bitcoin and not only mining the Bitcoin, but buying Bitcoin as well. For sovereignty itself is, of course, not subject to law, for it is the author and the source of law. Okay. A knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave, because if you knew better, you do better. And most people don't know better, so they don't do better, unfortunately. All right. That MicroStrategy TA that I gave you guys earlier this week, on point. Here goes another client, getting some increases there. I love this tweet by Samson. Imagine it's 2030 and Bitcoin's at $100 million per coin. And you think back to the good old days when it used to be 0.01 Bitcoin, and fiat would be exchanged for sats. Now you wish you had bought more. A time portal appears. So step through. You're back in 2024. This is your chance. Absolutely. We know it's coming. It's just a matter of when, and preparing for it now. So make sure that you guys are stacking up the Bitcoin and chill, because you will be looking back in the future and wishing that you bought more Bitcoin. This is everybody has looked back in time and wishes that they bought more Bitcoin, right? And whether you're trading shit coins, such as anything that's not Bitcoin, whether it be actual shit coins or actual stocks, stack your Bitcoin and chill, buy more Bitcoin. Let's see. Somebody said it was illegal for them to have a switch on the block. That's not accurate. That's not true. They just don't want you to be able to cause more damage than law enforcement. Quote unquote. Obviously, don't break the law, but if you have a Second Amendment right to own and have firearms, that it doesn't matter how you modify your firearms. Okay? Stop trying to tell people what to do with their guns, and stop trying to go against the Second Amendment, because that's not going to work out in your favor long term. This is actually to protect you and to protect your family. And if you don't understand that, you know, I was just talking about how sometimes I leave the house without my gun, right? And you look at me, you're like, you never know I even have a gun, right? Most people don't even know that I definitely carry a gun, right? And I don't carry a gun because I'm scary or because of any other reason. It's besides the fact that shit happens, guys. There's people out here that are actually crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen, the crazy shit that happens nowadays, right? But I'd rather be protected and have a gun than to be a sitting duck and be abused by somebody that's having a bad day, or broke up with his girlfriend, or broke up with his wife, or found out his wife cheating on him, or whatever the case may be, right? Whatever, somebody having a bad day and just want to go around doing some evil shit, right? And so I'd rather be protected and have my gun. I'd rather be caught with one than without one. And I tell you that. That's all I gotta say about that. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe. Haley Welch, I hope she gets sued, and I hope that her, uh, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of fame is over. You guys make the most stupidest people famous, and this is what happens when you let stupid people get famous. They take advantage of you and promote a scam coin and then dump on you guys. So I'm glad you guys got dumped on. Okay? You guys deserve it. What's it doing? Did you already open it? All right, guys. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up here today. God is the greatest, of course. Make sure you stake your Bitcoin and chill. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Let's see. Say your prayers. If you can, read the Bible. If you want to read the Bible, if not, hey, it's okay. Right? Everything in the Bible is true, in my opinion. And it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So let's head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Stack your Bitcoin and chill. Get your $10 free Bitcoin. And that way you can DCA. Okay, so stack your Bitcoin and chill. Download the app after you register here with the link, and then head over to bitcoin.fiatdad.com. I'm going to try to add different merchandise on here, but again, because the app that I'm using, or the service that I'm using to create merchandise, is very hard to merge that over onto Gumroad for some reason. It's a lot more difficult It's the hardest I've ever seen it. Have it. The hardest it's ever been for me to create merch and to simply merge it onto Gumroad. So I'll figure that out. But I'll get the little bees so that we have a little bit of a cheaper uh, merchandise to wear or to purchase. If this is too much for you to purchase, guys, or if you don't want to spend that much money on it, it's what it is. All right, let's see. Let's head over to Fold. Scan the QR code and download the Fold app here. I don't know if there is a regular site. Is it a regular site? No, no regular site there, but you guys can scan that QR code as you can see here. All right, in the top left or right hand side of the stream. So with that being said, hey guys, have a good Friday, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And hit the like, share, subscribe. And with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out. See you guys soon. Enjoy tonight's class. Get them taxes. Get them taxes back, guys. All right. See you guys soon.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah. Riding with country bass.